Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Just a Thought here. I hope this episode will help you see things in a different way today. So I was talking about how we can all have a ripple effect in life. Our attitude, our words, our kindness, our gentleness, and can have a ripple effect for others. And I got this idea from a quote from something I got. It says that the ripple effect should make last centuries, and this is by A.K. Mulford. And if you create ripple effects, it'll just trickle on for feet, maybe miles, and just like throwing rocks. I know, like it creates a ripple effect, and let's hope it lasts for a lot longer than a few seconds. So, yeah, and just I want to be able to do that. That's why I do the envelopes here, which I'm gonna start to send out this week, and I hope that from what I did the last week, writing those little notes of proverbs, verses, inspirational quotes, and everything, Bible verses, and be helpful to you. Maybe inspire you to be somebody that can create a ripple effect that will last for centuries. And that's leave a lasting legacy on people. Certain people would be your family, your friends, your coworkers, whoever it may be, and that's quoting from Galatians 6, actually Galatians chapter 5, verses 16 through 26, which I had spoken about earlier, and like a little quote: kindness, gentleness, forbearance, peace, joy, love, and all that. And I mean, I want us to be more like Jesus, a little less like us. I want us to create a ripple effect, for others, and the time and a place for everything, and a time to be born, and a time to die. Comes from Ecclesiastes 3, chapter 3, and which is our verses of the week, which is one of my favorites. It just gave me inspiration. That's what the verses of the week is. This is the verses of the week. I'm just gonna read a little bit for you. It's from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8. And if you haven't heard this song, Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds, go ahead and listen to that. Actually, read those verses and then listen to the song, and then you'll understand why they did what they did. And this passage is one of my favorite passages. It's so profound to me, and I know it's just going to be a little quick blurb, and so I'm going to read chapters, actually verses 1 through 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 1 through 5, just to give you an idea. Then if you don't have the Bible app or a Bible, just go and look it up. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8, and I'm going to read those verses. So it says, there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born, and a time to die, and a time to plant, and a time to uproot, and a time to heal, time to kill, and a time to heal, and a time to tear down, and a time to build, and a time to weep, and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn, and a time to desire, and then those are just from the words, they're talking about what we need to do in our lives, and there's a time and a place for everything. Everything happens for a reason, and we do because we're supposed to live life with kindness, love, gentleness, joy, love, forbearance, peace, and gentleness, kindness, just self-control. And this is kind of like what links into that too. So there's everything is beautiful in its time, and this is what some of these verses were referring to, because those, I think, coincide with that. And I hope people don't lose sight of that, because today we are in a chaotic world, live in a chaotic world, just so much strife, it's just darkness, and we can be the light. We can be the light in the hands and feet of Jesus today. So, I thought I'd share that with you, so go out there and create a ripple effect, as human beings, to live a life where not only will we be remembered, just leave a legacy, just don't do it because you want to expect anything, just to be remembered, just do it because that's what Jesus would have done. I mean, just be people that need you, have that value, and just see the value in people, to see the life in people. They all have a story. We all have a story. So I hope you take away from this in a way that makes you think, go do things, be that person you're meant to be, just be the light in their eyes. Well, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Just a Thought on my YouTube series. And if you haven't seen any of the episodes, go and check it out on my my YouTube channel, just to check out the previous episodes, and click the like and subscribe and share, so that way when you subscribe you'll get notifications and when the next episode's gonna drop. So alright, and check out on YouTube notes as to everything that's happened was discussed in the episode. So everybody have a great day. I love you and be safe.